The United Kingdom, though, has begun enforcing an age verification aspect of its 2023 Online Safety Act, requiring platforms to ensure that young users do not have access to harmful content online. And age verification methods include photo ID matching, banking and phone network information, facial age estimation, and digital identity services. Katie Collins joins us now. She's a senior European correspondent for CNET. And Katie, thanks for being with us. Can you talk to us about how these verifications work, and are they foolproof? Are users in the UK finding ways still to bypass them?
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing so far is that the age verification is not proving terribly popular in the UK.
Hmm.
We are seeing a number of different ways in which people are trying to bypass them. I think the number one way is that people are really searching for and downloading free VPNs. This is software that allows you to kind of disguise your location and make it think that you're perhaps in a country where age verification laws aren't in place. We would at CNET, we would highly advise anyone against using free VPNs for security reasons. But we're also seeing, a number of cases where people are using screenshots from computer games or other kind of avatars to be able to spoof this technology. So it's definitely not foolproof as far as we can see so far.
And you're saying it's not quite as popular either. What are the main arguments for and against using this kind of age verification technology?
Yeah, well, I think the kind of the obvious kind of argument in favor is that we want to keep kids safe online, right?
Mhm.
We want to protect them from things that they shouldn't be seeing, things like sexual content, eating disorder content, other violent and harmful content that they might come across. So that is the kind of the overall aim of this legislation. Is to protect children. There are a whole range of arguments against, starting with the fact that actually some campaigners think that it might actually push children into areas of the internet that remain unregulated and may actually push them towards finding content that's even more appropriate outside of sites that have this age verification technology in place. Secondly, we're relying a lot on third-party companies to deploy this technology, and all of these different companies have different ways of determining how to verify people's ages, and they use different data. And we're seeing an increasing security risk around people's data, even just on the same day that this law was came into force in the UK. It was the same day that the T app saw a massive data breach
Mhm.
in which women's IDs and photos were leaked on the
Sure.
internet. And so that is a really big concern.
And Katie, is there any sense that we could see the U.S. implementing similar online restrictions?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they already are or planning to in some places. I think it's really important to point to the Supreme Court ruling in June regarding legislation that the state of Texas is trying to bring in at the moment around age verification. And it's not alone in doing this. There are a number of different states in the US that are trying to bring in this legislation at the moment. And, not just in the US, there's other places around the world too, Australia, other countries in Europe. I think that what will happen probably before any of that legislation does come in is that the UK will be a kind of test bed for how this legislation works in practice, how age verification is, whether it's effective or not. And I think legislators and regulators in
Sure.
the US and around the world will be watching to see how that plays out.
All right, Katie Collins, thank you very much.